Well, hello everyone. It's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys a soul contract reading. So we're going to dive deep into a soul connection that you feel with another person, and we're going to see why the two of you came together, what you're supposed to learn and heal, where things are headed next, and also how your person is holding your energy and vibration at the moment. So it's going to be a long one, all right? These beautiful organites that you guys see in front of you are created by Michelle from Wing and Bell. We've got the twin flame nudes. This is the divine masculine and the divine feminine here, and then we have the lovers right in between. So all the decks I'll be using here will be listed down below, and I'll let you guys know what they are as I shuffle each deck. If you guys are interested in your own personalized version of this reading, this is one that I offer in my Etsy shop, so I'll put that link down below as well. So this particular reading can be for, twin flames, soulmates, counterparts, divine love, just however you connect with your person. This is just somebody that you feel deeply connected to. I do tend to channel for those that are experiencing like challenges or separations, but at the end of the day, just take it how it fits your situation. So anyways, you guys, without further ado, let's get started, okay? So the very first thing that we are going to look at here is we're going to look at the main focus of this contract at present, okay? So what is the main focus of this contract at present? So we're going to go into my newest deck, which is called the Cosmic Contracts, the Ties That Bind Oracle, okay? So let's see what we need to know about this contract, what's coming up. So this is just at present. This doesn't mean this is the entire reason that you've come together with this person. It just means that right now, this is what Spirit really wants us to focus on. And what we're going to do is we're going to clarify with some tarot cards as well. So the very first card for the Cosmic Contract is, we have Parasite. I will suck the life out of you. So this can be a difficult energy, where we feel very drained. We feel maybe that we can't get enough of this person, right? So there's that energy where it's just like we want to latch on to this individual. So there could be feelings of obsession, desperation, desire, all of that. And our person can also have that for us as well, okay? So this particular tarot deck, I'll put the name down below, but it's not your traditional tarot. And the reason I say this is because there's like 7 different sets of court cards and just some really kind of odd extra cards in here. So it might be like tarot oracle, basically. All right. But my focus for the energies that I'm going to see here. Obviously, we have the Emperor and the Empress, which is going to be divine masculine and divine feminine. The princes, so the prince and the king are going to represent the masculine, and the princess and the queen are going to represent the feminine. We do have pages, we have knights, and we have barons, and those are going to represent just other people. The major arcana are going to represent the universal energies. Okay, so fate, destiny, karma, things like that. So we're going to grab 3 cards and see what is this parasitic energy about. I will suck the life out of you. So as you can see in this picture here, we've got, this gal, she's sitting there. She's got a little bit of blood kind of hanging from her mouth. And then she's got this guy who's just laying there like either dead or depleted. And so I just feel like this is representing this soul connection where it almost like feels like it's threatening your well-being, right? It sucks everything out of you. It takes a lot out of you. It's very intense. So let's get the messages surrounding this. So I'm just going to put these like this because we're going to keep drawing from it. All right, let's see what we need to see. Ooh, Ace of Skates. So the Ace of Skates is kind of like the Ace of Swords, but not really in this deck. But let's read it. Instability, danger, and uselessness. So to me, this is the danger of the connection where we could become addicted to it. That's what I really picked up on with this parasitic energy. We become addicted. Also, it's so intense that either us or the person that we're dealing with might feel like they're in danger because it's so strong. It's so magnetic. You see? So if you have someone that you were connecting with and it was very intense in the beginning, they may have disconnected from you very abruptly because they were afraid of getting sucked in. That's the message I'm receiving here. We have the deception card. So do you see how it's number 7? It's a major arcana, but it's not the chariot. So we're not going to read it like the tarot chariot. But this says deception, lies, deceit, hidden truths, and secrets. Wow. So what I'm seeing here is that because someone was afraid, because someone went into this danger mode, somebody could have started lying. Somebody could have deceived the other person, really hidden their truth from this individual. And so what this does is obviously creates karma. So that's why there's this major arcana, because remember I said it's going to be fate, destiny, and karma. So there's been karma that's been created in this contract because of the way that people went about dealing with their feelings. So instead of like having an honest conversation, instead of acting with integrity and doing the right thing and communicating, someone may have just abruptly ghosted, didn't tell you the truth, and just use lies and deception in order to, move away from you, or to just try to disconnect because they were afraid of getting sucked in because this was such an intense connection. And now we have the King of Coins. So to me, this is probably the masculine that did this. Because remember I said the princes and the kings were going to be the masculine. That's why I did this on purpose, because I wanted to see who's holding this energy, who's responsible for this. Not trying to blame the masculine here, but it is coming through as the masculine that may have been afraid that he was going to get sucked in and use lies and deception in order to remove himself from his feminine, okay? But this says hoarding, inheritance, unwillingness to share. Was unwilling to share and open himself up to this connection because he might have looked at it. Maybe he didn't know that this was actually a safe space. Maybe he's not used to being loved. Maybe he feels that that is weak, or that is a danger for him, because if he opens himself up, he becomes vulnerable. So that is danger. He may have looked at this feminine and thought, I can't be with you because you want too much from me, or you're too needy. So just take it as it resonates. There's a big collective here. Everybody is going to have a little bit of something. So that is the first part of your contract. You came together, you had this initial flame, this ignition, very powerful, very magnetic, the attraction out of this world. But this masculine, I feel, became afraid and scared and cut away. So the skate literally can be used as an instrument to cut away, and did this with a deception. And this has created karma now. So there's unfinished business, especially if you're in a separation where you haven't heard from this masculine, or he hasn't, made wrongs right, hasn't corrected the error of his ways, hasn't apologized for this. This karma is still lingering here. That's what I'm getting. So now we're going to go ahead and shift gears, and we're going to go into another. What else is coming through for this contract right now? We have instigator. I know how to wind you up. Wow. So of course there can be this feeling here where we're just being controlled, but that's actually just an illusion. Nobody really has control over us unless we allow them to. So I feel like there could be a lesson here where we feel like somebody is doing something to us constantly. They're purposely winding us up. They're purposely messing with us. And yes, of course, that can be true. But I feel like what this is doing is it's really propelling someone in this connection to kind of look at themselves and figure out why they may feel certain feelings, maybe why they feel a certain way. So I feel like you wound up. So I deal with a lot of feminines, you guys. So I'm kind of going to talk to you guys like I'm talking to feminines here, and that we're dealing with your masculine counterpart. Okay. So obviously switch it around if it's different. But what I'm seeing here is that feminine, your masculine knew how to basically wind you up and got you all riled up, whether it was positive or negative. And the same for you. You got him riled up. But if he's not ready to open himself up and be vulnerable to that intensity, then it can turn into something else. And I just feel like that's what's happened here. All right, so let's go ahead and get some more advice. Okay, so this is the feminine here. So do you see how it's interesting? I just switched over and was wanting to talk to the feminine. I feel like that is more your energy. This masculine knew how to wind you up, get you going, woke you up, you had an awakening, etc. And I feel like he's had one too, which is why it was very powerful. But he, perhaps at the time, was just not willing or wasn't aware what was going on, and so it felt too intense. He just ran away from it. But for you, feminine, this is the Queen of Berries, and the Queen of Berries is kind of like a Pentacles energy. Okay, so this says fertility. It also says a powerful female, and it says motherhood. So to me, this is like the Queen of Pentacles, Empress energy, divine feminine. This is what has activated you. This is what has woken you up. This is what has also created a lot of change for you. The way that you love yourself, the way that you parent yourself, the way that you take care of yourself. This masculine, I feel, whatever wounds were created has had, or in a way, it's had such a profound effect on you to where it's pushed you into loving yourself. So it's a positive, actually. It's really a positive here. Positive changes. Now we have the Ace of Books. That's so cool because the books are about learning. It's about wisdom, right? And of course, aces are about beginnings. It says music, sharing of knowledge and creativity. Yes. This could even be here, feminines, that you may have come into your purpose and your passion and your spiritual gifts through this awakening with this masculine. I am seeing that is a part of your contract here. He was designed in order to wake you up, get you riled up, whether that was positive or negative or both. It's here for you for a reason to do something now very creative with this energy. And we have the sin of sloth, okay? So what's the sloth? It says laziness, sleep, tiredness, rest, relaxation, home life. So the thing is, feminine, if you were just kind of barely living your life, right? Not really doing a lot, or let's just say you had all this potential, but it was unrealized or untapped. Well, let me tell you something. When this masculine came into your life and kind of turned it upside down, this really propelled you. This propelled you forward. This really was like the firecracker under your ass to get your life together, get your shit together, to live a better life than maybe you were accepting before. So to me, this is a huge motivational factor that this masculine brings into your life. So we can see what you've done for him. You have created this intense energy, right? Now, the thing is, he was afraid of this intense energy and decided to be deceptive instead, and to not really work with the energy in a constructive way. So he went into his shadow, and he went into perhaps defense mode, ghosting mode, and ran away from this. But do you see what's going on for you, feminine? You have an opportunity to turn this pain into gain. You have an opportunity to make all of this pain matter to you and to do something amazing and to create a beautiful life for yourself because of the inspiration that you feel because of this connection. Do you see how amazing this is? I love this. So let's now go ahead and get another one. Let's see what else the contract. So we have a little bit of masculine, feminine here. Let's see what wants to come up next. Whoa. Okay, we have ghosting. I did feel like there was a ghosting energy here. I have a big fear of facing you. So someone has a huge fear of facing the other person. I just feel that this is probably the masculine, but yes, it could be the feminine too. Maybe you're afraid to face this masculine. Maybe you feel like you're not good enough still, or there's just still some sort of healing that you need to do. We do have the Queen of Cups though. So I feel like this may have to do with the feminine as well. The Queen of Vessels is like the Queen of Cups, okay? So she's very, this is her emotions, this is her home with herself, etc. But this says here, gambling, never satisfied, female lust. So that's not your typical Queen of Cups. I feel like that could be the Queen of Cups in the reverse position. I feel like when this masculine may have ghosted you, feminine, or let's just say you had to walk away from him for whatever reason. Now there could be this big question mark. So we have this dice and it's on our head. This big question mark now. fate and destiny and what could have been. A lot of unfinished business, a lot of unknowns here. And maybe you're afraid of the unknown. Maybe you're afraid that you will never see this masculine again. Maybe you're afraid that he will never come back, he'll never return, or that, what you're lusting after, that you'll never be able to quench that desire. So there could be a lot of, maybe just work that we're now working on within ourselves. So to me, what I'm getting for the contract is that it might be best either right now or so far that if this is the story, that the masculine has not returned, because this gives the feminine an opportunity to really get whole within herself, to really mother herself, parent herself, nurture herself, take care of her own needs, love herself, right? Instead of maybe taking her cup and only making that cup about her counterpart. What about her, right? What about the feminine? What about what the feminine needs on her own? So I feel like there is this opportunity for the feminine to learn something about her own self-worth and her own self-value through this ghosting or separation energy. So we do have the Page of Swords here. So the Page of Swords is other energies, so influences surrounding the feminine. The Page of Swords, it says eagerness, it says enthusiasm and future potential. So to me, this is a lot of great ideas. This is a lot of wisdom. This is a lot of thoughts that come to the feminine here. I feel like she's changing her thinking. She's changing her mind. She is facing her fears, actually. Now, maybe she hasn't faced the masculine yet. Maybe there hasn't been an opportunity. But maybe she's kind of thinking about what she would say if she did, right? Maybe there are people around her that are influencing her in a positive way, because to me, this is very positive here. This is enthusiasm. This is future potential. This is like, helping yourself, as in self-improvement. So I feel like she's surrounding herself with either positive thoughts, or she's surrounding herself with positive influences, because this only adds to her cup, her vessel. She's becoming wholer and wholer every single day that her and her masculine are in separation. And now we have the Knight of Birds. So this is also an outside energy here. It says adventure, excitement, and movement, all positive here. Lots of positive changes. So she is not going to sit around and wait for this masculine. She's not going to, sit in that state and wallow in it. She's not going to do that. She's actually going to take flight. She's going to move forward. And I feel like a lot of you guys may have sat in this energy for a little bit, but now it's evident that this isn't working. This is not it's not an empowering thing to do, to put all of your eggs into someone else's basket and just kind of, plan your life or wait on their return. Like, you're moving forward, you're growing leaps and bounds, you're finding your self-worth and your self-value through this pain, through this separation. So you've got a lot of things that are working for you, feminine, right now when it comes to this ghosting energy that may have occurred with this masculine. I love that. So let's continue. Okay, so there's that addiction energy. And I really picked up on that earlier. The object of my desire. It says, I will compel you to give in to me. Addiction. So there could be this feeling here. And this is like the fear that I picked up on earlier in the reading, where this masculine is afraid to, he's afraid to open himself up to the feminine, because he feels like he could become addicted to her. He feels like he's being compelled, almost like under a spell, right? Because the energy is so intense. That's what I'm seeing here. The energy is just so intense. And we have Paradise. So there was something very, very delicious. I don't know why that's the word that wants to come to me. Very enjoyable. I mean, it's paradise, right? It's very enjoyable energy here. And again, this to me tells me, because it says pleasure, but it also says peace too. There is this feeling of belonging. There's this feeling of my soul is resting in your arms, but there's also this immense amount of pleasure here. And the way that your bodies might communicate, or your souls communicate, is something that this masculine has never felt before. And that scares him. is what I'm seeing here. It really, really scares him. And to me, this kind of looks to me like the angel of death. And it's like that fear of, I'm going to lose myself. I'm going to have to give something up. And I'm afraid of that. Okay, I'm afraid of that. And we have the dreamer. Wow. So this says here, sleep, dreams, visions, and inspiration. So what's interesting here is that if you and the masculine are in a separation, I feel like you guys might be addicted to each other in a pleasurable way by dreaming and fantasizing about the other while you're in separation. Even if you're in other relationships, I feel like this is still probably going on. So I just had to put that out there. And we have the Baron of Vessels. So yeah, the Baron of Vessels here is an outside influence. Drunkenness. Oh, wow. Literally getting drunk on this energy with each other. So there's this kind of hidden energy that both of you guys are in. And these are two major arcanas. And so to me, this is telling me that because of the unfinished business that exists between the two of you, this is the way that spirit is keeping you guys connected. So you don't forget about one another, because there's this unfinished business that you guys need to resolve. So they're using this energy of desire, passion, and pleasure to get your attention. That's what I'm seeing here. Because it compels you to go back to this person. It compels you to finish what you started with this person. So something is going on here on a major level for sure. And the universe is orchestrating something, some sort of desire to give in to this connection and go back to it if it has been in separation. That's pretty interesting. So this thing that the masculine was afraid of before, it's kind of like spirit is enticing him to go back to it once again, to not be so afraid of it this time. Okay? All right, let's get another. We have competitor. I will push you to try harder. So, of course, that's a chess piece, right? So to me, there could be a competition. There could be who's going to make a move first. So it might be that you and your masculine are at a stalemate right now, to where, you know, he could make a move, you could make a move, but nobody's making a move. The Queen of Swords. So I feel like with the Queen of Swords, without me even reading it, the Queen of Swords is in that very serious mode where she is not going to make a move first. Okay? And she might feel like she does not need to make a move because her masculine is the one that really needs to come back and make wrongs right with her. So what I say about that is, good for you, feminine. Hold strong to that. Okay? Hold strong to your integrity. So this says here, trickery, a capable woman, downfall of your enemies. So that's the thing. I feel that if your strategy is to continue to hold your head high and hold out for this masculine to return to your life instead of making the move first, I don't think that that's coming from ego at all. I think it's coming from a space of self-respect. And so I think that right there, it pushes this masculine to have to try harder, because at this point, I feel that if someone has done you wrong, they really need to, on their own, correct their behavior and make wrongs right. If you were to just make that easy for them, then maybe they're not going to try very hard. So to me, there could be this feeling of this masculine needing to win this feminine over again to get back into her good graces, because maybe he feels like he is not in her good graces right now. Maybe that's going to be the motivational factor here in this contract. So it's designed this way not to be easy for this masculine. Now we have the masculine coming through, the Prince of Books. Yes, he's got to learn. He has to learn here. So we have dominance, overcoming challenges, patience. Yes, he has to step into a position of power. He has to be in this dominating role to make that move. That's what I'm seeing here. He absolutely has to do it. Right now, it could be that he is, learning lessons with those books, right? He's seeking answers right now, trying to figure out how to conjure up this strength to face the feminine. That absolutely could be happening right now. And we have the Ace of Birds. So this is family, multitasking, and togetherness. To me, this is about, taking flight and actually making communication and coming together with this feminine. So I do feel like it is up to the masculine in this contract to make the move towards this feminine, to have a reunion with her. And there's going to need to be some communication, owning up, taking responsibility, etc. So this feminine actually pushes this masculine to try harder. All right, we're going to get one last contract here, one last message on this contract. Then we're going to shift into other gears. We have Gaslighter. I will make you feel insane. Oh, okay. So what I'm picking up on here, yes, of course, somebody, because of the lies, because of the deception, if somebody questioned someone, they could have gaslit them, didn't admit it, so it made you feel nuts. So that could have all came to light here. But I feel like both of you, there's something about this connection that you guys both don't have a lot of answers and information. And so it's in a way kind of making you feel like you're crazy, because maybe you feel like you're the only one that's thinking things. You're the only one that's feeling anything. I feel like you guys, this card just confirms it, that you guys are both actually equally affected by this connection. It might be in different ways, but this is a connection here. The Lovers. This is a destined connection. It's a fated connection, and it's a connection that Spirit, I feel, is trying to pull back together to connect the two of you once again. So you guys both are going through these feelings of just being confused, feeling a little insane, almost like gaslighting yourself. I'm seeing here, okay? Like gaslighting yourself. And we have the King of Skates. So this is definitely here, the masculine right now. Feels a little insane. Feels a little insane when it comes to this connection, because there's something about it that just is so unique. But the King of Skates here, this is lack of help, distractions, and self-centeredness. So right now, it might be, he's in the ship, so he's kind of trying to navigate his journey right now. And maybe he feels a little helpless. Maybe he feels a little distracted, or maybe he's just kind of focusing more on himself and his own fears rather than thinking about, what the feminine might need here. So there could still be that learning curve for him. And we have the Baron of Coins, which is outside influenced energy, wasting money, loss of money, sham charity. So there could be a lot of things perhaps that this masculine right now is trying to focus on more than this connection. Even though he is affected by it and it does come up in his energy field, but when it comes to the things that he is trying to accomplish, he might feel like his fulfillment is going to be in coin, but it won't be. It doesn't matter how much money he makes. It doesn't matter how successful he is. It doesn't matter what happens in the material world. He's still not going to fill that fulfillment. He's not going to fill that void, is what I'm seeing here. So it's just goes to show you, we're almost like gaslighting ourselves with thinking that this is what's going to do the trick. This is what's going to make us feel better. This is what's going to make us happy. And it just still doesn't. It just still doesn't make us happy. So at what point are we going to go within? What point are we going to stop looking for fulfillment on the outside and in the material world? At what point are we going to fulfill ourselves on the inside? And that's going to take us diving deep within ourselves and connecting with our heart space. And I just feel like this masculine from the very beginning of the reading is very resistant to that, because that's very scary for him. And this feminine ignites this in him. And it's something that he might not want to face, or that he's afraid of facing. But you guys are both equally feeling some sort of confusion and insanity when it comes to this connection and this contract, for sure. So there's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of question marks. There's a lot of unfinished business. There's a lot of things that you guys feel incomplete with each other, for sure. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and shift gears, and we're going to go into what is the shared frequency, okay? So what is the shared frequency of this connection? Let's go ahead and get a couple of decks here. This deck right here is called the Twin Flame Ascension deck. We're also going to go into one of my newest decks, Divine Masculine and Ascension Journey Tarot, and then my Divine Love Inspiration. All right, Let's see what that shared frequency is right now. So what are you guys both connected to right now? This is just when you guys think about each other, the frequency that you share, the energy that comes up. What does this energy field look like? Wow. What did I just say? I said we have to go within. This separation is actually very healing. And I did get that with the ghosting energy when I talked about the feminine, that this was probably a really good thing because it forces her and pushes her have to go within. And it's doing the same for the masculine too. So the separation is actually really healing because it forces people to have to do the work to go within themselves. That's for sure. All right, let's go ahead and get a couple of tarot cards here. Ooh, I'm feeling trapped. So the Eight of Swords, of course, is a card where we are feeling very constrained and confused in our minds. And we actually do have the power to unravel ourselves and to pull ourselves out of trap situations. So this is great. So even though we might feel imprisoned right now or stuck, there is something about needing to go deeper within the self. It's like we've got to kind of get out of our heads and go into our heart space. That's literally what I'm seeing here for sure. And we have Shining Star. Your spirit is always showing me the way. So you guys are always connected spiritually. Your energy is around each other constantly. And it always is showing up. And it's always showing up in a way to where it is helping us to reflect on the things that we need to change and the things that we need to heal within. So that's really beautiful, you guys. You guys are both experiencing something in this separation, but your energy and your presence and your memory of each other is actually really healing, and it pushes you and forces you to go within, especially in times of confusion or when you feel stuck in your life. Love it. All right, how else are you guys connected? What is the frequency? We have Surrender, Dark Night of the Soul. Wow. So it may be that you guys have both gone through a dark night of the soul, or, you know, are still going through one or are going to go through one. But whatever this is, though, it's going to really help you to let go of some things that you need to change. So both of you guys are affected by this. And it might, again, be that facing the shadow and the fear of opening up the heart space and surrendering, you know, to the counterpart. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Love this. Finding my place in the world. I really feel like this is connected to the masculine, but it is connected to the feminine too, because you guys are both trying to find your place in this world right now. You're planting seeds. You're doing things in the physical world. Maybe you're building a business. Maybe you're working on your physical body. You're cleaning out your environment. You're participating in life in healthier ways. So there's definitely an upgrade of energy in the physical world and what you have going on for yourself. I feel like some of you guys could have gone through like a death in your finances or in a job. Maybe both of you have lost something majorly only to have to rise from the ashes once again. So you guys are kind of like going through similar stuff, and you guys are there for each other in like this other realm. Solo journey. Yeah, so you guys are on these solo journeys, but your spirits are very much present for each other. So it says, just do you and enjoy the mystery. So yes, it is a mystery. There is a lot of questions, a lot of unknowns about this connection, but it's also kind of what motivates both of you to keep moving forward on your journey. It's kind of like if you had it all figured out, or if you had the answers, you wouldn't search, you wouldn't seek. So this is constantly pushing both of you into that direction of going deeper, going further, going, you know, within. Masculine twin, releasing the lower self. So this is about just releasing the lower aspect of our masculine energy. So this can be for the feminine too, but I'm going to go into the message here specifically just for the masculine. So right now, the frequency, it looks like the masculine is releasing his lower self. He's really struggling on this journey right now, I feel, to find his place in the world and to also open up his heart space. But I feel like it is in the process of happening right now. He's going through dark night of the soul. He's releasing all that energy, and he's trying to go within right? Maybe solo journey, maybe spending a lot of time on his own too. But this is the masculine side of the feminine as well, meaning this could be, you know, the dominance, or even the ego, or needing, right? Needing to be stronger, having more courage, take action steps in her life, etc. That's all going to be releasing the lower self, the fear that we have around being powerful and courageous. Eight of Pentacles. Ooh, look at this. Working hard in my zone. That is so great. So both of you guys, I feel like really working hard in the physical material world. You guys are creating a lot. And this is awesome because I don't feel like you guys are quitting. I feel like you guys just keep trucking along and you guys keep showing up. And this is amazing. And I just feel like you guys are inspiring each other without even realizing it because of the way that you either feel or are holding each other's energy. Or it's just the memory of the connection. Yeah, it's the memory of the connection. So our union creates the brightest light. So your union, especially like if it's not in the physical world right now, your union in spirit actually creates a very bright light. So when you guys are connecting together, you guys both individually shine brighter. So this is about like we're lending our person just this light. We're constantly sending light. And it's like when our heart is on fire for this person, when we feel just nothing but love and passion for this person, I'm getting here, they feel it. You also feel it when they are connected to that energy too. And even though that might be hard for them, I just feel like that is something that is happening here because remember, this is the shared frequency. This is back and forth. The generator, staying grounded. I feel like that's probably why there's a lot of pentacle energy here right now, is because it's really generating a lot of shift and change in your ascension path right now. So this is Spirit's way of working with both of you in the physical world as a way for you to, value yourself, love yourself. So that way there can be this reunion. There can be this reconnection. We have 10 of Wands. My feelings overwhelm me. Yes, this makes sense because this right here is just confirming that the masculine was very overwhelmed by his feelings before for the feminine. And this is still very intense for him as well. So I feel like he's still working that out. He's still working out that energy with being comfortable with this intensity. We will flock together once again. So I feel like both of you guys want this. And Spirit wants it too. I've already seen it here. Spirit wants to bring the two of you back together because your union creates a bright light for this universe. But the thing is, you don't have to have physical union for that. I just want to clarify that. But this right here is something that would be ideal. I feel like this is something that's destined. Both people have free will, of course, to continue to make certain choices that would take them off that destined path. But that's just what I feel is destined here, is for the two of you to come together once again in this lifetime and maybe to even create some things and do some things together. All right, let's get one last set. We have King, wow, Divine Masculine. So the Divine Masculine has come forward twice right here in this little energy, not little, just this energy spread here. King energy, king status, making it in the world. I feel like this is where the Divine Masculine's power is going to come from, his confidence, his ability to be able to make moves towards the feminine, is if he feels like he has made it, if he feels like he has enough, he feels good about himself. Yep, King of Pentacles. I want to build a life with you. So that's the thing. This right here to me is like a future snapshot. This king is the King of Pentacles. What came through the reading so far already? The Queen of Pentacles. So that Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles are a match in the physical world, as in they are building a life in the 3D world together. I want to come together and build a life with you. I want to build something with you. So this to me is basically showing us that that's what the ultimate plan is here. That's what the destined path truly is to come back together in the physical world. But there's obviously a lot of things that are taking shape right now. This is this confidence. So this is also available for the feminine. This is her stepping into her own divine masculine energy. Keep your chin up. Others need you too. So this is saying, keep going. This is about knowing your worth, knowing your value. You're worth so much. Do you know how important you are? Do you know how valuable you are? So this is about people really connecting with their king status, their queen status, their masculine energy, but also their feminine energy. So it's like the feminine needs a little bit of masculine energy and the masculine needs a little bit more of the feminine's energy. And that's why you guys are the perfect counterparts for one another. And you guys are complementing each other so well on this journey. I love that. Okay. So that's what we have so far. So now we're going to actually go into some, some traumas. So basically, these are things that may have happened in the past and things that are triggering us in order to heal, right? So this particular deck is called the Past Life Oracle cards. Uncover your past lives oracle, sorry. And the little circles here, I'm only going to use the words for trauma and see what we need to know here about past trauma and what we're releasing and how it's shaping and molding us. Okay, so where is this here? Trauma, oppression. Okay, so there's some sort of feeling of being oppressed, not feeling like we were given a chance, not feeling like, we've been heard or that we've been able to do the things that we want to do, obviously. Okay, so there's that. And we have guilty conscience. Interesting. So I feel like because there was lies and betrayal and deception, and it did really come through on the masculine side, this could be something right now that is kind of holding the connection back because someone does have a guilty conscience. And that's good because if somebody doesn't feel guilty, then that means that, they haven't learned a damn thing. Now we have oppression, so I feel like this could be the feminine feeling like if the masculine was really feeling bad and feeling sorry, he would have come back by now, he would have apologized, he would have made wrongs right. So if that hasn't happened, and I'm seeing this clock here in the eye, like this could be something that hasn't happened for a long time, and so we're starting to lose faith that maybe this masculine even does feel badly for what has happened. We might hear readings or get readings that say he feels really bad, he wants to come back, but then it doesn't happen in the physical world, so it causes the feminine to be very confused. So there is this trauma here that's still being worked through. Let's get the last one. Physical or sexual abuse. So this right here could be an indication here where we feel like we have been abused in some way, or we feel like we've been taken advantage of. And I'm also getting that this could even be trauma that stems from the past, even before you and your masculine came together. There could just be certain ways that we were with each other, and that came from trauma. Okay. So that's very interesting. All right, let's go ahead and get some other cards here. Let's see what else we need to know. All right, so we're going to just take it from the top. I'm just going to focus on this oppression energy. All right, this deck here is called the Energy and Spirit Oracle cards. Ooh, we have attachment. Okay, so it says longing and desperation. So I feel like this is probably, this is shared. So it's not just the feminine, but I'm only going to say this because I feel like the feminine has been really oppressed, but I also feel like the masculine has been oppressed in some ways too. Okay, so it's not just her with these attachment issues. There's a longing. There's this feeling of wanting to come together to, rectify this problem, right? To disconnect again. There's this separation here, and it's like two people that are longing to be together, but they feel like oppressed, like they can't for some reason. So there's this trauma that's been created, or even trauma that's still present now, because we feel like we can't let go of this person, that, that we can't let go of each other, but yet we're oppressed. Like there's maybe outside circumstances or reasons why we can't come together or even shouldn't come together. So that's here. This is called the Healers of the Earth Oracle. Time to fly south. So travel, vacation, getting away for a while. Somebody could have moved away from someone. I'm seeing that, right? Somebody, you guys could have been in the same city and somebody just says, I can't do this anymore. I absolutely can't do this anymore. I've got to, the only way I can let go is if I leave this workplace or I leave this town or just something like that. So this has caused a lot of oppression because perhaps this made it more difficult to reconnect, to find each other, to run into each other. That could be it. It could even be too that someone was feeling oppressed and felt like they wanted freedom. They didn't want to be attached, so they wanted to fly. They wanted to be free. They wanted to travel. They wanted to go where they wanted to go. So that's also something coming up as well. This is called the Starchild Tarot. Ten of Wands. Wow. You know, the Ten of Wands is a card of oppression, actually. But the Ten of Wands is feeling very overwhelmed, feeling very burdened. So this, to me, is like a very burdensome situation. We feel a lot of burden when it comes to the oppression that has taken place in this connection. We don't feel like we've had any kind of, resolution. We don't feel like we've had closure here. And I feel like it burdens both people, actually. It does. And people might just kind of still be trying to get away from it for a while, like detach from it. But I feel that every single time someone tries to push this away and not deal with it, it actually becomes stickier and stickier, and more time goes by, and there's this longing that's still there, and there's still this attachment that just never goes away. And I feel like that's because there is some sort of karma to clear here. And until that karma is cleared, it's going to be difficult to detach completely from this situation. Okay? That's what I'm seeing. So that's very intense energy here. Very intense energy. So let's go ahead and get another set. All right, so this particular trauma is the guilty conscience. So I felt like that could have been connected to someone knowing that they've done something wrong. They have a guilty conscience, but yet they haven't apologized. They haven't told someone how sorry they are. So that's very heavy too. That's very burdensome. We have talent guides. Okay, so it could be that there's someone here that has a talent, a specific talent, right? And it could be that they feel like they are meant to, be someone famous, or they're meant to take their talents to the next level. So this could be that they felt a guilty conscience because maybe when you guys came together, they felt like there was more living that they had to do. They felt like to be with you would have oppressed them. And so they felt like they really needed to cut you out because they couldn't be consumed. They needed to live. They needed to shine. They needed to thrive. So that's the first message that's coming through. But what I'm also seeing here is that the guilty conscience with this whole spirit mentor and teacher, I feel like spirit has been mentoring them and teaching them basically all along. However long your separation has been, they've been learning things along the way. They've been learning they've been given things that are helping them to deal with their guilty conscience. That's what I'm seeing. Bird's eye view, seeing the big picture, a higher perspective. Yeah. So that's what Spirit's trying to confirm here. They have gone through some sort of change. 4 plus 1 is 5. So to me, this is that they have learned along the way. We have the bird's eye view, seeing the big picture, a higher perspective. They are seeing something that they didn't see before. Maybe they couldn't see it before, but they're seeing it now. They're seeing something different now. And Spirit is helping this person to see something, see the error of their ways, look at things differently, grow, expand. Oh, wow. 10 of Swords, you guys. Whoa. So we have the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords is a very painful ending. right? We also have 1010 coming up. So that could be a specific message like October 10th, or it could even be like just 1010 as an angel number that you're seeing it over and over and over again. That could mean something significant here. So there's synchronicities that are also popping up in this person's world, kind of reminding them to do something here, to take action, because this ending, this very painful ending, is very burdensome for the both of you. I feel like neither one of you are okay with how things ended. Neither one of you are okay with how things are right now. You guys both feel the burden of the pain, the burden of the separation. Yep. All right. So now let's go ahead and get this last one, which was the, I hope I don't get dinged for saying it. There's just certain words you just can't say here. So I'm just going to say this physical, situation. You guys can read it. You guys know it. But yeah, there could be some sort of trauma around that, right? Some sort of trauma around that. Confusion, many choices and uncertainty. Past, known, perhaps, maybe, future, unknown. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, so how does this tie in? I'm not exactly sure, so let's just go ahead and get another card to see if it makes sense. 13 is death, though. Magic beanstalk, ascension, elevation, and reaching new heights. Okay, so this is awesome because this tells me here that we are ascending and growing from some sort of death situation. I just feel like the trauma that maybe we have endured even before this person is making sense now. It's actually helping us to grow, if that makes sense. Ooh, 5 of Swords. So the 5 of Swords is something that's not fair. I'm only going to put this out here. If it resonates for you, take it. Let's just say that someone was very promiscuous, right? They had a lot of options, many choices here. I feel like the trauma was that someone went out, stepped out on this connection, okay? And it's not to make an excuse for them. I feel like there was a situation that was really messed up and unfair with the 5 of Swords. This is a very painful card. It means that we feel like we can't win, or we just feel like it's something is just an unfair fight. Somebody just pulls the wool over your eyes, or they don't tell you something, and it's just kind of like, how do you defend yourself? You can't. So because someone may have been confused, and it could be because of their own trauma that they made certain choices, right? Instead of making the right choice at the time, they made a really poor choice. And this could have created trauma here. This could create a lot of pain, a lot of feelings of anguish because you shared yourself with this person on such a deep level. How could they just turn around and basically destroy you? How could they just turn around and treat you this way? So I feel like there could be this still even confusion as to why someone did something, why they acted that way, why they treated you that way, why they said certain things, maybe why they shamed you, etc. I feel like there has been something here that has happened over a period of time where there has been an elevation of thinking. There has been this reaching new heights in our on our ascension path. I feel like people have changed. There has been a death and a rebirth here. People have changed. So you guys may not be the same people that you once remember. Maybe both of you guys have grown leaps and bounds. And it's because a lot of this trauma that has been the motivating factor in that. Okay? So now we're going to look at some lessons. What are some lessons here that are available? This is the Power of Surrender cards and the Essential Oil Oracle cards. Let's see what is available for healing. Okay, so we have motivation, encouraging. I don't know where to start. That's the trigger statement. But the true statement is, I take action now. So you will find clarity and the ability to create now. This is your time to make things happen. I really like this because what this is telling us is that we can be motivated by our trauma. You know, we obviously have to feel something. We've got to work through the pain. But what it does, though, is we can use that pain to be a motivational factor to keep moving forward, to keep charging ahead, to survive. And I feel like that's really what Spirit wants us to try to do, rather than, you know, staying stuck in that trauma and kind of replaying that story over and over again, that this person did this person said this, they did that. That's not going to help you. And also at the end of the day, when we have that understanding that traumatized people that have unresolved trauma and pain, they will usually hurt other people. Okay? So when someone lies to you, deceives you, cheats on you, hurts you, they're not necessarily doing that to you, even though it feels that way. They're actually doing that to themselves. And it's a reflection of how they truly feel. So it's very hard not to take that personally, but when you get to a point where you realize that other people's shit is not about you, it's more about them, then you don't have to take on that burden of all that pain. You don't have to replay those stories and those tapes over and over and over again, just raking yourself over the coals, feeling like shit, not feeling good enough about yourself, all that stuff. So I feel like this can be very encouraging to the viewer, that you can take this to motivate yourself to keep moving forward, right? To make things happen for yourself. Don't fall into a hole and stay there. You can be in a hole for a bit. Obviously, if you feel like crap, if you feel sad, you have to honor that. You have to be honest that that's how you're feeling. We can't just snap our fingers, say a positive affirmation and be like, I'm fine, because we're probably not. So we have to go through it, yes. But we know when it's been too long. We know when something is starting to now have a negative effect on our lives. So this can be encouraging for us to move forward. And this also goes for the other person that hurt you. Meaning it's not going to do them any good to stay in that guilty conscience. It's not. It's not going to help them to keep blaming themselves and to stay in a state of fear that either you will never forgive them or that they'll never be able to get back into your good graces. That's not going to help them either. It's just going to keep them stuck. So I feel like what's available for both people in this contract is that they can learn from what they have experienced and what they've done and all those things, and try to do the right thing now. So that's what Spirit is encouraging us to do right now. I love it. And we have surrender your belief in scarcity. It says the universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. So yes, there is a scarce thinking here. There is a belief that this isn't going to work out. This is not going to go well. Spirit is encouraging the both of you to keep moving forward. And I feel that for the feminine, it is about continuing to move forward on her journey, to believe in herself, to create wonderful things for herself, and to love herself. And I feel like what the universe is doing for this masculine is encouraging him to go back and to fix this with the feminine, to go back and to make these wrongs right, to create this closure for the both of them so they can both stop feeling the burden of the pain of this ending. It will help the both of them. That's how I see Spirit is working for both of you guys right now. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to now take a look. Let me turn my page because I wrote down a spread here. We're going to see how you guys are holding each other's energy right now. Okay, so what you're feeling about one another, the things that come up in your energy spaces when you think about each other, when you're feeling each other's energy. This is called the Souci cards, number 2. All right, let's take a look at that mental space energy. When this masculine thinks about the feminine, what comes up for him currently? Current vibes, current energy. We have Nick, the protector. That could be somebody's name. Nick, Nikki, Nicole, or just Nicholas. All right. So let's now get one of these cards here. This is called the Observer Oracle. We have the Water Beauty. And this is called the 5-Cent Tarot. We have the 7 of Buttons. All right. put it all together. So the protector energy, Nick, it says taking the blame for someone. Okay. I really feel with me just reading those words that this masculine actually blames himself for the demise of this connection. Okay. I feel like this is him taking responsibility. That's what I'm seeing here. And this right here is about doing the right thing. That's where his head's at. Now, it could be that he feels at this time, especially if he's still struggling to open up his heart or he's still struggling just in general, that maybe he feels that by not connecting with her or speaking to her is actually for her own protection. That could be happening as well. Now we have the water beauty, okay? Very hard for me to read, so I'm going to have to kind of hold it close to me. You will rise like a phoenix from the ashes and take someone by storm. It'll get passionate now. Wow. Okay, you guys. So to me, this is saying here that this masculine right now feels like he needs to rise from the ashes, come back from the dead, and resurrect this connection. And it's going to take you by storm, feminine, because maybe you're not going to expect it. And he's doing it because he feels very passionate that that's the right thing to do. So this is kind of in the works. Now, this doesn't guarantee this will happen, but this is just what's going on in his head right now. Now, the 7 of buttons is the 7 of pentacles. So it's kind of like making sure that that's the right thing to do. Making sure that this is something that we can do. So it's about persevering. It's about staying strong. It's about being diligent and making sure that it's going to be a rewarding situation if we do make this move. So if the masculine is afraid that if he were to come towards the feminine, nothing good will come from it, he could continue to stay in that fear, convincing himself, it's probably just best. She probably doesn't want to hear from me. That could be what's going on right now. Okay. So now let's take a look and see what is the heart space for this masculine towards the feminine right now. Heart space energy. The burning earth. Okay, so of course when I see this, it's like, oh, the earth is burning, right? To me, this is like long periods of time, right? Long periods of time going on. And it's just like the more time that goes on here, the more time that passes between the two of them, it's like he gets this burning desire more and more that he needs to execute something, that he needs to do something before it's too late. That's how I'm reading that card, okay? And it says changing lifestyle, so that tells me here that he has changed something in his heart. Okay, so we have the girl in the clouds. I feel like in his heart space right now, before I even read this, what I'm getting from that is that he feels that this feminine is out of his reach. He feels like it is a pipe dream. He might really fantasize about her, dream about her. His heart is with her, but he might just feel like she is unattainable. So let's read this. It's okay that you change your mind and opinion almost every day. Give anything a try that makes you happy. Okay, so this is also about the masculine being very moody and emotional, and his emotions are always up and down with this. Maybe one day he's feeling confident and the next day he's feeling very fearful. So there's just a lot of that emotional energy going on here for this masculine, right? All right, let's go ahead and get a tarot. The magician. So the magician here is the alchemist, the master of skill, being very resourceful and actually deliberately making change and taking action. So I feel like in his heart space, he does want to do something. He does want to take this from this fantasy and turn it into reality before it's too late. Yeah, because I just feel like time is running out here. You guys are either just, only getting older, too many years have passed already. There's definitely that urgency with the burning earth, okay? So I feel like that's what he wants to do, but he battles with his heart and his head. Magician is connected to Mercury, and Mercury is the mind, okay? All right, let's take a look and see where he is at in this physical reality, okay? What is his physical world energy? The way he sees things right now. The circumstances. Oh, wow. The parallel world. I feel like both of you guys, see, it says a soul connection down on the bottom. Both of you are actually going through similar things, and you might not even know it. It's like you guys are living in parallel worlds, like parallel lives right now. A lot of things that are happening in your physical worlds are actually mirroring each other. And I feel like when you guys come back together, it's like you're going to compare notes, is what I'm seeing here. Yes, it would be a relief. I'm just going to give it to you guys straight. This masculine feels like his world would be less heavy if he never met you. I hate to put it that way, but it's true. Because he's met you, because he's connected with you, he can't find that relief. It's like an appetite that he can't ever curb. Okay? That's what I'm seeing here. He would like to drop the weight of this connection from his life, but he can't right now because he has not created that closure. He has not come full circle and come back to the feminine in order for this to happen. So they're both going to almost feel stuck in this state of non-closure until he comes back. And that doesn't mean, feminine, that you can't move on with your life, that you can't be happy. But I'm just saying there's always going to be this feeling here of unfinished business with each other. And I feel like he wants this relief of forgetting the feminine and not thinking about her anymore and not wanting this and not feeling this soul connection. But at the same time, he wants the relief of coming into her world and actually being in her world instead of this parallel world with her, where they're like side by side energetically, but they're not actually physically together. I feel like that is a burden on him. Four of Needles. This is the Four of Swords. It says relaxation. It says meditation, recuperation. Right now, it might be that the masculine is spending a lot of time in meditation. It might be where he kind of gets some relief from the things that are burdensome to him. But I also feel like that's where he gets his relief, where he connects with the feminine. He connects with her through his thoughts. He connects with her through his dreams. Yep. All right, let's go ahead and get the soul's energy. What is the masculine soul energy with this feminine? Oh, wow. What I'm seeing here with this is that he sees that the feminine is some sort of an antidote to his life, to his soul. This is the thing that soothes his soul. He feels like he would be better with her. He feels, I don't want to say he feels lost without her, but he feels like he would be so much better if she was in his world. So there's that ache. There's that ache for her. Fair weathered friend. Wow. So you know what's so funny is that when I saw the burning earth and then I saw the clouds, I was kind of like the masculine's mind and his energy and his heart are constantly changing like the weather. It's like it's not stable. Okay. So I feel like this fair weathered energy, this back and forth energy, it's not stable. And this also is a reason that this masculine would like to have this feminine in his life, because this helps him to feel more grounded. It helps him to feel more stable. He really feels this energy. He's convinced. It does say a secret love affair is emerging. Oh, man. And it says, but one of you will always sneak away. So it might even be like on some kind of soul level that he feels like even if he's with someone or she's with someone, just a taste is what he needs in order to feel something again, in order to feel just this calm again. It's literally what I'm getting, you guys. Very interesting. We have the Eight of Cups. So we have abandonment and we also have withdrawal. So this is, of course, the feeling of being separated. Maybe he walked away. Maybe the feminine walked away from him, and he feels this longing now to just have a taste, just to have her in his life once again. So he feels this on a soul level that he needs this. Yeah. Whew. So that's what we're getting here. All right. So because you're the viewer, you obviously already know how you feel towards this person. So we're not going to go into your perspective because you already know. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into this attraction factor. So what is this chemistry, this passion, this feeling that keeps drawing you to back into each other's realms, back into the energy? Let's see what it looks like. Okay, so this right here is called the Sensual Oracle deck. It's really named something else, but I'm not going to write it or say it. All right, what is this energy here? What is this passion, this frequency that your person constantly has for you? Oh, see, I told you guys the dreams. Your person is literally dreaming about you. And they might not be able to control it. Like they're either fantasizing about you in their waking hours or they have a dream about you and that they can't control it. So when they wake up, it's just like, almost gut wrenching, like a gut wrenching energy. All right. This is called the Love and Lust Oracle deck by Fire Witch Tarot. Let's see what else the energy field looks like. Ooh, you have a deep hunger for your beloved. They have been away far too long. The cravings have gotten stronger. Soon you will have to hunt for their love. So again, this is how spirit is like presenting the energy of the connection to this masculine, because it's helping him and pushing him to hunt for his feminine, to go after her, to go get her. This is why the feminine, I feel, is being advised not to go towards this masculine, because it's up to him. It's now up to him to change this, to create change in their connection. Now we're going to go into my erotic activations oracle. I may not say it, but that's what this is. Love. Oof. So it's not only hunger and desire and passion, but there's this love that he feels for the feminine. He just feels it. He may not understand it. He may not want to admit it, but he feels it. Now let's go into twin flame hunger. This is by Fire Witch Tarot as well. Spirit is protecting you from me. Wow. Okay, so this is kind of what I picked up on earlier, right? With the whole, I'm protecting you from me right now, right? So he desires you, feminine. He wants to come towards you, but he also feels like maybe he's not good for you right now, or even good enough, right? That's what I'm seeing. There might also be a lot of obstacles to reach you, and so maybe he feels like that's a sign from spirit not to come towards you. I'm getting that too. All right, so this is the Opian Twin Flames Tarot by Fire Witch Tarot. The Devil. I'm going to tell you guys right now, this masculine, oh man, really feels bonded to you, feminine. Feels like he can't stop thinking about you. Almost feels like maybe even borderline obsessed. Definitely wants to come together with you in a physical way, that's for sure. So there's a burning desire that he has for you right now, and it keeps getting stronger and stronger. And it is helping him to break free from these chains that are binding him, which is this fear. But he does feel very suppressed by his desires for this feminine. It's very heavy for him. But I also get that there's karma involved, because the Devil is connected to Capricorn. Capricorn's connected to the planet Saturn, and Saturn is all about karma and lessons and burdens. So at what point are we going to close up this cycle, go back, correct it, fix it? All right, let's go ahead and get another round. What else is this masculine feeling in this energetic frequency field? Filled with passion or even pain. We have desire. I mean, come on. Burning desire. Yeah. There it is. It's definitely intense. That's for sure. Feels a lot of it. My insatiable appetite for every part of you consumes my very need to rip your clothes off and take what is mine and devour you completely. I mean, look at this. He's devouring her there, right? So there's definitely these desires and thoughts and fantasies to devour you, feminine, to have you, to hold you, all of it. This is a once in a lifetime feeling. So it's very rare that the masculine desires somebody like this. I feel like it almost pisses him off because he can't have you, or he is having this challenge with coming back to claim what he wants because there's all these obstacles that I'm getting here he actually created. It's a part of his own karma. So this is once in a lifetime, though he hasn't felt this way again with anyone else. This is one of the reasons that he wants this so badly, is because he can't produce this feeling. He can't recreate it with another. He may have tried, but it doesn't work. I'm full of rage and will sabotage our connection. Wow. Okay, so we did get that spirit is protecting me from you. This masculine may be angry. This masculine may be really, really frustrated, even in his ego, and maybe he will sabotage it once again, which is why there has to be a little bit more time under his belt for maturing to take place. So that could be one of the main reasons why you guys are still in a separation. Some maturity still needs to be reached on the masculine. So he might have all these desires, but maybe he is not fully in his divine masculine potential yet to be able to really come together with the feminine and have a successful connection this time around. So if more time and space needs to occur, then that's how it needs to be. That's what I'm getting here. Yeah, judgment. Yeah, so rather than resurrect this, now there can be third party. I'm only going to say that because there's 3 people in this card. It doesn't have to be that for everybody, though. If there are other relationships going on right now, this will sabotage the connection. You guys can't really come together and have a successful reunion if there are other people involved. That's going to be a problem, you know? So the masculine isn't blind to this. He's not blind to the obstacles. He's not blind to what would sabotage your reunion. So if he's seeing that the feminine has moved on, or she's not available, or he's not available, then that's a judgment call that he's making to pull back, to protect you and to protect himself from coming together. And that rage energy can just be an impulsive action. I want to come towards you now, but there will be consequences. So maybe it's not the best timing for us to come together. So in the meantime, rather than going back, because the judgment card is all about going back to the past and resurrecting this connection, this is about kind of just dealing with the divine timing of things. Maybe it's not the best timing right now for this. So maybe that's one of the reasons why you guys are both kind of feeling frustrated in this energy field, and he's got so much desire. And, you know, maybe it's supposed to be like this for a while, because it's kind of like sometimes you appreciate what you've lost when you can't have it. That's kind of what I'm getting. And that might be what this masculine needs. Maybe he's really, he works really, really well in that energy of, you know, having to wait and to be not rejected, but not to be able to have what he wants when he wants it. You know, that's kind of what I'm getting here. He needs it. So he hates it, but he loves it at the same time secretly. All right, last one. I'm going to just confirm what I just said here. It's a freaking conquest for this masculine. This masculine loves the chase. He loves the conquest of it all, right? He doesn't want it easy. If it's easy, then he will not really savor it when he has it. Maybe it was too easy for him before. Maybe he was just very much in his ego, and it was just like, you know, somebody's just going to love me for me, and they're not going to have an issue with me. And maybe he has matured since then and realizes that that's actually a beautiful thing. But there's something about him really loving the drawn out conclusion here, really loving that it's a mystery, really loving that it's not easy. All right, let's get another card. Don't make it easy for me, feminine. I'm getting that, literally. Oh my gosh. Allow your seductive energy to lure them in. Your erotic vibrations will signal them towards you. Remain patient. They will come. Yes, feminine, that's it. That is it. That's what he wants you to do. Okay, so it is about drawing this out. Draw it out. Let me instruct you. I'm instructing you right now, okay, to be submissive to this. Let me be the dominant. That's literally what I'm getting here. Let me be the dominant in this situation. Let me come to you. Let me do the work. You just sit there pretty and let me come to you. Wow. Recovering. So right now, it's kind of like recovering, like the recovery mode. He wants to recover what was lost. He wants to recover what ended between the two of them, the death that they both experienced here. So he wants to recover the feminine from the death, from the grave. He, that's like literally what I'm seeing here. It's just like she's laying in the grave. She looks beautiful though. He wants to recover her back into his life. He wants her back. We have the Two of Swords. She doesn't know it though. So feminines, what I'm seeing here is that you probably don't know this, that this masculine has all of these desires and feelings towards you. And for good reason. He may not have communicated that to you. It might not appear that that's what he's thinking or feeling. He might have other things going on, but I'm telling you, deep down inside, he is struggling. He is struggling in his world without you. He is struggling to really feel just deep and feel certain things without you in his life. And it's not a codependent energy. It's a counterpart energy. It just is. So this is about him, you guys drawing out this reunion or this separation. So when you guys do have that reunion and you recover what was lost, he is going to be the masculine that he wasn't before. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right, you guys. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get some messages here from the higher realms. Okay, so this will be energies that are in the field of the 5D that you guys are both speaking back and forth to each other, as well as how spirit is communicating to you guys. This is called the Divinely Connected Deck by Fire Witch Tarot. What's coming up in that 5D realm? What's being communicated through the stars about this connection, about each other? Okay, so this is literally from spirit. Your person is about to awaken your worst fears of rejection and abandonment. This is going to help bring you back into wholeness and self-love. This isn't about to happen. This already happened. So spirit is just confirming this for you guys, that you awakened each other's worst fears. Okay? And I feel like this is the intensity that the masculine felt. He felt so afraid of losing the feminine. He may have sabotaged this connection. And if he sabotaged it and he rejected the feminine and walked away from her, this also, it awakened her worst fears and it pushed her to become more whole and to love herself. So that is being confirmed from the universe. You're about to celebrate something exciting with your person. That's awesome. So this is another message from the universe that basically says here that there is something on the horizon that you guys will celebrate together. I kind of got this vision that you guys were going to get together and you guys are going to talk about all the things you've gone through and you're going to be like, wow, it's so similar what we went through. Very interesting. Okay, it says, embrace the other lovers that enter your life. They all lead you back to me. So this is basically you guys saying to each other that if there are other loves in your lives, that there are other people in your lives, those relationships matter. Those relationships actually provide a lot of ascension. And what it ultimately does is it helps you guys to complete your lessons and your karma within yourselves and with other people that leads you guys back to each other. So I'm not seeing here that there's like this insane jealousy. There's this understanding right now that if there are third parties or if there are other people that happen to come into your life or come into your path, you're not going to feel like this person means nothing anymore. You're still going to love them and they're still going to love you and feel you even if you're with other people. Let's not dwell in anger because we are not together. Embrace every cycle. So another message between the two of you guys. See? It's another message that just confirms here that there's no reason to be angry anymore. There's no reason to spend your time being in that angry state or that rageful state. Let's just embrace that we had to go through certain things for a reason. There are times when I find myself unable to eat or sleep well whenever I remember something from our past. So to me, this is saying here that there are some gut-wrenching memories. This is for both of you. There's a gut-wrenching memory, like you guys could just be doing something in the normal world, just kind of very mundane, making yourself breakfast, making yourself food out with other people, and then all of a sudden it just hits you like a bolt of lightning and you're just like, ugh, like you feel that pain. You almost feel sick because of that trauma. Okay? So if it does trigger some sort of anger and rage, this is about embracing the cycle and working through that cycle of pain. A closed door will now be available to open up. This is from the universe. So a door that was closed will open up once again. Apart, but always in my heart. Yeah, this is the two of you. Even though you guys are apart, you guys are always in each other's heart. That's just so beautiful. Take good care of yourself, my love. I need you healthy. So that's great. So it could be that right now somebody is really focused on maybe their health, their fitness, or just like their finances or something like that, because this is only going to help aid your connection when the two of you come together. There's going to be less crap, less cycles, less baggage. And so that way you guys can really come together and shine, because you guys aren't going to have a lot of that baggage that's going to dull up the connection or the relationship. So if you feel motivated right now to take care of yourself, that's being explained there. Constant arguing and fighting means that we have not learned the karmic lessons within the connection, which will keep you in a karmic loop until you do. So some of you guys could be in other karmic situations with people and you're really struggling, but you're learning a lot. But this could also be that if you guys are not able to come together, as a, counterparts, that's because there's still some sort of karmic lessons that need to be cycled out. So, rather than staying stuck in the loop, right? What we're doing is we are opening ourselves up to other forms of learning so we can heal and clear those things. The universe is continuously supporting us on our mission. Pay attention to all the signs and synchronicities. They are here to help guide us. So both of you guys are getting a lot of signs and synchronicities from the universe. Remember, I saw that 1010, that could be something significant. But yes, the universe fully supports this connection. The universe I see in this reading today actually wants you to come back together with this person. Now, that doesn't guarantee it will happen, but that's what the agenda is. And if all else if all goes the way it's supposed to, that's the ultimate situation where the two of you will flock together once again. All right, so we're going to now end this reading with a few more messages. We're just going to see what the continued cycles are, or just future energy coming up that you guys will experience. So this is called the Cloudburst Oracle. We have cloudless. Interesting. So when we saw the girl in the clouds, right? Cloudless means that whatever's blocking our view, we're actually going to clear up this energy. So this confirms to me that the masculine, which came up in his energy field, that he is removing the blocks. He's removing his fears. He's climbing the ladder. He's ascending. His vibration is raising. So there's improvement in thoughts. And we have the Hangman. So the Hangman is Neptune, Pisces energy here. So this whatever has been blocking us, whatever has been holding us back, whatever has been keeping us stuck is about ready to be cleared. So this is something that's available in the future. I feel for both people, but I feel like it especially is for the masculine. Heart healing. Oh, lovely. So this right here is basically saying, you're opening your heart. Look at that. We also have this like child to this adult doing some sort of inner child healing. Is also going to help aid in the heart healing. I feel like because of one of those cards from the trauma, and I felt like a lot of that trauma could have been from the past, and it doesn't have to be that it was physical or, the other kind of abuse. It could have just been someone that was abandoned as a child, somebody that just didn't get their needs met by their parent. And so what that's going to do is it's ultimately going to fracture a child. And they're going to grow up as an adult and they're still going to be fractured unless they actually understand their wounds and they take care of them, which not a lot of people do. So I just feel that there's some inner child healing that is available. And so when we heal this inner child, we're able to love more easily. We're able to let people in. And it could be back in the past that's where this masculine was really stuck. He could not let this feminine into his heart space because that scared the shit out of him. Oh, there's two that just came through. Ooh, the Empress, Divine Feminine, and the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Taurus, Libra, Sagittarius energy here. So this is the feminine, and this right here is closing up a karmic cycle. Moving forward, there's movement here. So feminines, this could be that maybe you're doing some major heart healing, and when you do this, this is literally creating some sort of shift and change in the connection. But I also feel like this is the masculine leaning into his feminine side of himself and doing some heart healing, which also creates a change. So the Wheel of Fortune brings change and movement in the future. And it's also, what it does is it pushes us towards our destiny and the things that are fated for us. All right, guys, one last one, and then we're going to end this reading. We have Otherworld. Wow. So it's kind of like, I feel that feminine and masculine have been in like this other world, like they haven't been in each other's worlds. This is about ready to shift and change. You're looking out the window and it's like, it looks like an aquarium. Like you can't go outside, you can't go out there. You're gonna drown. But there's something that's going to change here. Yeah, the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is a decision. So this is kind of like what has been keeping the connection on hold. Someone's inability to make a decision. I feel like there is going to be something here that triggers change. Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune and also the Empress, those are major cards. Same thing with the Hangman. Those out-trump the lower suits. So this tells me here that there are bigger things that the universe is aiding in and orchestrating for these changes to take place. There's a moon up there. It's like a full moon. So there's something that's about ready to cycle out here. And I feel like this stuck state, this cycle, this confusion, being in other worlds, your worlds are about ready to collide here at some point moving forward. So that's what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed that reading. I know it was a long one. But anyways, just a reminder, if you guys want your own personal version of this reading or any of the decks that I've created here, everything will be listed down below. If you guys would like to support me, you guys can do so by hitting the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Leave a comment in the comment section. I even have a donation link if you guys want to leave me a tip, or I even have a link for decks, meaning if you guys wanted to gift me a deck, that's also a wonderful way to show your appreciation when bringing you guys forth this free reading. So anyways, I just appreciate you guys being here. I love all your guys' support. Thank you very much. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. All right. You take care. Bye-bye.